Hey, how you doing? Excuse me, you might hear me cough a bit. I'm getting over a chest infection. Um, okay, this video is going to be titled The Absurdity of the Heliocentric Model. The whole point of this video is to point out the absurdity of what these people need to claim to explain away what are just natural observations. I'm going to work off of obviously the best example, which is the screen capture I have in front of me here. This is from a video by BLM SB69 made back in 2021. I'll show it here in a second. Um, where he, from a 1.5 and then down to a 1 foot observation height, could see Anacapa Island, large and small Anacapa Island, off in the distance. It was 31, over 31, almost 32 miles away. So he's seen basically 31 miles away from a 1 foot observation height. This here, it was because I'm going to link the video in the description and you can watch it yourself. This is not very clear, but I did the best I could with the filters to bring out the island in the background here. This is when he's at 1 foot observation height, and you can see this is the higher or bigger Anacap Island is off to the right here. This is to the left, and you can see here that this is the island out here. So the man has seen the island from a 1 foot observation height, and he has shown this in other videos. There's two other videos he has. One, it's a 31. He labels it a 31 mile observation, and there's another one where he labels it 3 impossible observations in one day, where he gets down to a 1 foot observation height at the same beach and sees all the way to these islands. Right. So I'm going to link the main one, which is this one from 2 years ago or whatever, in the description, and you can go to his channel and like and subscribe to the man's channel. He has many different videos and different things he does there. But this is the main one I'm going to work off of, and what I'm going to work off of is not BLMSB69's video, but what the globe model and those who are proponents of the globe have to claim, right, is actually happening on this day at this time while this man was taking this observation, for them to continue claiming that the earth is a globe. I'm going to show what they must claim, and we'll go through the maths, right? I'm going to try not to bore everyone with the maths, so I'll try and skip over as much as I can, right? So here it was, Miramar Beach, Santa Barbara, California, 28th of October 2021 at 9:30 a.m. in the morning. Here's the video. I will link it in the description. Okay, I'm not going to go play in the video. You can all watch the video, right? You're all, basically everyone should be aware of this video anyway. They're certainly aware of this man, BLMSB69, as he is responsible for this observation, which is from a 1 foot observation height, where he's looking at a horizon that we give a 10 mile distance there. But this horizon is probably all the way to the Anacapa Islands as well, right, or further. But it doesn't matter. We just give this one a 10 mile observation distance, right? So let's just start with this, right? And the main one I have already gone through for the 31 mile observation. But let's just start with this, the black swan example photo. That's what it is. It's just an example, right? Now, before I go into this, what people must realize is every horizon on the heliocentric model, every single one of them is claimed to be a refracted horizon. There is no such thing as a non-refracted horizon within that model. So consequently, every single horizon is a black swan, because no horizon within their maths will ever should be where the geometric horizon would be within their model. Because from a 1 foot observation height, their geometric horizon can be no more than 1.225 miles away from the observer, right? So that is the square root of the observer, the square root of the observer's height in feet multiplied by 1.225. So whatever your observer height is in feet, the square root of that multiplied by 1.225 will give you your geometric distance to your geometric globe horizon, right? For maths, right? That's their maths equation for it, right? But here, here we've just given this a 10 mile observation distance, right? And of course, they have to claim. They were claiming up until January the 1st, 2020, that the horizon was geometric. Now, certain members of them, let's say certain people like Rumpus, Mick Weston, obviously other people, they knew that the horizon was not a geometric location. But they were claiming it was geometric. And when it was pointed out, even though people like me pointed it out for years, that the horizon does not conform to what they require it to be, it wasn't until the Black Swan argument was brought out by Quantum Eraser that they had to admit that the horizon is not a geometric location, even on their globe. Right? And we should have been, like, people should have been on this more, but they weren't. But it doesn't matter because the whole argument was put together and it's rock solid. The point being that what they had to admit to was that every single horizon on their model is not geometric. So it's non-geometric horizons all the time. Starting with their 7/6 R, right? That is their standard refraction. So if you go into any of the curve, go into Metabunk, that's the number one, the best curve calculator because it's the most honest, right? You go into that and it will always have a standard of 7/6 R. So that means that the horizon won't be, they're claiming the horizon from a 1 foot observation won't be 1.225 miles away, but it will be 1.322 miles away, right? They add a little bit of distance because they're claiming it's a refracted horizon, but that's only the standard they put in there. Terrestrial refraction, right, is more than that, right? So what they're stating is that the horizon will never be any less than 7/6 R. You will always observe it at least at that and more. So you'll never see any geometric horizon, right? And it's admitted by them that the geometric horizon for their model is only in the maths. And all these things are all happening, don't forget, below surface level, because there's no such thing as a horizontal on their model. It doesn't exist. So all this stuff is all happening below surface level, and it's all happening below surface level, and it's all mathematical, right? But their distance to their refracted horizon, they can actually calculate that horizontally and then add R in afterwards, add in their effective radius, right? They have an effective radius, right? So what they do is, let's just say for the Black Swan here, right? So they're going to have to start with 1.225, right? Because that's going to be where their geometric horizon is. But to get their horizon to be 10 miles away from 1 foot observer, what they need to do is add to that 1.225. Now, remember, there is no R involved in this at present, right? This isn't everything they do, they don't talk about, right? So if we go, what you do is you go 0.097, right? Because that's the difference between 1.225 and 1.322. Okay, so if we go, I'm just going to go to, just going to say that, right? 1.322, which is their 7/6 R, right? Minus 1.225, right, equals 0.097. So if you want, that means that the horizon distance, right, this is just, remember, this is all horizontal calculations. They add in their R, whether it be their geometric R, that's not geometric because they never measured it, but what they claim to be geometric R, or their effective R afterwards, right? But they can calculate a distance, a horizontal distance to this horizon using this calculation, but they're not telling you that they're calculating a horizontal distance, that they're going to add R to later, right? So that is the difference between a 1.225 mathematical geometric horizon and a 1.322 mathematical refracted horizon, right, with the added of 7/6 R. So if we multiply this, right, this 0.097, we multiply it by, I think it was 148, so 148 times, right, equals 14.356. So that's not going to be enough. So, well, because we need to make it to, sorry, that's not going to be correct because we're going to need to make it to 10 miles. And that's going to be gone past 10 miles. So if we multiply, so 0.097, right, and we multiply that by, let's just say 100, right, 9.7 miles, right? So if we add 1.225 to that, we get 10.925 miles. So you're talking for the black swan example photo, for that to be explained within our model, they need to use 100 over 6r. So 99 to 100 over 6r just to explain where the horizon is as a horizontal distance. They will then afterwards add their effective radius, whatever the effective radius they need it to be for. I'd have to work it out now. I don't have it right in front of me. I've done it before. They would need it to be for the horizon to be 10 miles away, which will obviously right, which will obviously even though which will obviously bring the horizon down, right? It won't be where you see it here, which is horizontally. It won't be that. This is reality where we're dealing with a flat plane. When they do the maths afterwards and add the r, the horizon has to be down here, not here. It can't be here because this is horizontally. This is a 1 foot observation. Like this is a horizontal view straight out there. We're looking straight out. That's not part of their model. So that's why they have to add r in. But they can calculate the distance to this horizon, right? So that's just as an example. But now I'm going to go through the maths and I'm going to show, right? I'm going to show with visuals what they have to claim, the size of the effective circumference they need to claim to explain this 31 mile observation from a 1 foot observation height, right? So, right, here we are, right? So 1 foot observation height equals 1.225 miles to the closest geometric horizon. Already gone through that. So a horizon that is 31 miles away from an observer with only a 1 foot observation height will need an adding of 306 over 6r. So remember, there are 7 over 6r, right, is their standard refraction. This is their terrestrial, where it goes past what they call standard, right? 306 over 6r. That means they have to multiply, right? They have to bring, they have to change their effective radius by 306 times, right? So 7 over 6r gives a globe believer a refraction. I meant to say refraction horizon of 1.322 miles away from a 1 foot observation height. So 306 over 6r gives a globe believer a refracted horizon that is 31 miles away from a 1 foot observation height. As 0.097, which is the difference between 1.225 and 1.322 multiplied by 306 times equals 29.682. And 29 plus 0.682 plus 1.225 equals 30.907 miles, right? So I'm just showing here that that is a correct, using their 0.097, that is a correct, my calculations are correct, right? Now remember, this is only all this is only at present, it's just horizontal. These are just horizontal calculations. They can add the r in afterwards, but this is at present. That's just no difference on a horizontal plane. That calculation. The only thing is that it doesn't match reality because reality doesn't need an r. Because 1.225 miles as feet equals 6,468 feet, and 1.322 miles as feet equals 6,980.16 feet. And 6,980.16 minus 6,468 equals 512.16 feet. And 512.16 feet multiplied by 306 times equals 156,720.96 feet. And 156,720.96 feet divided by 5280 equals 29.682 miles. And 29.682 miles plus 1.225 equals 30.907 miles. So I'm just showing here how my maths are absolutely correct here, right? This means that a globe believer must claim an effective radius of 31 by 31 equals 961 by 2640. This is Adam Meakin's. This is from Adam Meakin. This 2640. He gave me this equation. It's a way of what you do is it's the distance squared, right? Let's say it's 31 miles. The distance squared multiplied by 2640 will give you your effective radius, right? So the effective radius for a 31 mile observer at a 1 foot observation on the globe is 2,537,040 miles. So the radius has to go from just under 4,000 miles to 2,537,040 miles, with an effective diameter of 5,074,080 miles and an effective circumference of 15,932,611.2 miles. So just under 16 million miles they have to claim an effective circumference of. This is all after the add in all. And if we divide this, right, just under 16 million miles by the claimed geometric circumference of the globe Earth, we get 15,962. 15,962 611.2 divided by 24,856.83, which equals 640.975 times. So this means that their actual circumference of their geometric globe, well, not geometric because no one measured it, will divide into their new effective globe they need to claim on this day, 640, almost 641 times, right? That's how many times it'll divide into it, right? So, and if we divide this just under 16 million by 100, we get 159,326.112. And if we divide 24,856.83, which is their circumference, right, of their claimed geometric globe, not geometric, by 159,326.112, we get, right, 0.156, right. This is going to become important in a second. So for the BLMSB 69 1-foot observation of a 31 mile away horizon point, a globe believer must claim an effective circumference of almost 16 million miles, which makes their globe Earth an arc length that is only 0.15% of the total effective circumference that they must claim. This is the total absurdity of globe Earth belief and what you must accept if you choose to believe such things. So what just before I hit you with the crescendo, although this is the crescendo, but I'm going to show the visuals. What they must say, what they actually claim, is that their globe is never actually a circle, right? If you look at it, if you were to see it, right, like basically, well, mathematically, it's never actually a circle, right? It's always only an arc length of a circle of differing curvature degrees. That's all it is. And for this 31 mile away observation from a 1-foot observer height by BLMSB 69 from Santa Barbara, right, their globe had to become an arc length that was only 0.15% of the total effective circumference, right, that they had to claim. Now I'm going to show you what that is, right? Right. So between D and A, let's go click on it. Between D and A, see this orange line going along the top here? That is on second now. On this day, for this man, BLMSB 69, right? On this day, for this man to see a 31 mile away point with a 1-foot observation height, the globe believers must claim that their globe, right, became this orange line, right? That this from between D and A is 24,856.09, right? 0.09 miles or 0.9 or whatever it is miles, right? So that is what they must claim, right? That their globe Earth became for his observation. So between D and A, that's supposed to be just under 25,000 miles. That's what they have to. That's what they have to claim, right? So now I'm going to show you, right, because they have to claim an effective radius, and then obviously it becomes an effective diameter and circumference, right? After they done all the horizontal maths, right? This is what it becomes, right? I'm going to show you, right? Their globe is up in here as a tiny 0.15% arc length. That's what this is, the absolute absurdity and nonsense that these people must claim, right? That they must claim for that man, BLMSB 69, on that day in Miramar Beach or wherever it is in Santa Barbara, right, to see what he saw, that their globe had to become this tiny little arc length in there, right? And they had to expand their globe and make it an effective circumference of this size. Look at this. I'll go back out. Look at what they have to make you believe, right? that is what you're supposed to be accepting. There you are, 0.1, just so you know, 0.153, right? So not just under 0.156, but 0.15, same thing. So I have that exactly as it should be, just about, right? It's 0.156 in maths, but in the maths, but it's 0.153 here. It don't matter. What's going to be the difference, right? That's what you must believe. There's your little globe. If you believe you live on a globe on that day from Santa Barbara Beach. That's the end of that. Thanks for watching. Don't get fooled by such nonsense.